We've been thinking about changing the house now for a very long time, as whether it's going to be moving or not. So we bought it and it was just two of us, me and my wife. Then we had a first kid, and the house was big enough then, so it was a 2-bed house in a small box room. And then when we were going for a second kid, we're like, well, the house is going to get a little bit smaller, a little bit constrained around the size of it. So then we're thinking about whether we move or refurb in house to house. And we looked at other places, and for places around our budget and price range, what we could afford and could not do, we're like, we could do it, but then we're going to double the size of our current mortgage, whereas we could just take the deposit and reinvest it in the original house, increase the size of the mortgage just a little bit, not by this huge amount, and have a house that's of a similar size where we'll buy, that's been spec'd out to the way we want it, designed to the way we want it, refurbed to the way we want it, and not have such a big mortgage. On house, Wayne from Greenway Associates came out really strong reviews. Quite like his website, quite like the way that he talked about things around the house and not just building and improving stuff like that. So we talked to a few people, a couple of architects here and there. He's the one that came across the most agreeable, easy to work with. He was quite funny. She made us laugh a few times, had some good ideas. And he kind of reassured us that what we're planning to do, which was do the 6 meters rear under permit development, and then use side extension planning permission was already granted, that we could do it all at the same time. He was the only one that actually told us that that's fine, you can do that. So there was loads of constructive criticism, constructive debate about how to go about doing things. We had plenty of opportunity to challenge plans and so on. We had, I think, 2, maybe 3 iterations of drawings. And then Wayne was very straightforward about putting things to planning, just telling me, pay this fee now, or don't pay that fee now, whatever it goes. And that was quite straightforward. He took a lot of the pain away in the planning process, actually. It wasn't so much of, it was outsourced and it's not forgotten. It was more of a case of the reassurance that that's going to go through. And he just made things a bit more calmer in some sense of forms. And then what I hadn't realized when doing all of this, and that's just an experience, I hadn't done anything like this before, was you do planning and then you do structural drawings. And I was like, oh, structural drawing. And so he introduced me to a structural engineer. He gave me 2 or 3 contacts that he worked with quite regularly. We talked to all 3 of them, sat down with one of them, and then they came through and did structural drawings and structural calculations. And as ever with plans and things like these, things move quite fluid, so they came with a set of drawings, and then we decided actually want to change it slightly. Namely, where we're putting the skylights. So originally we had 2 skylights going across. We decided to change it to 2 going this way. Then in the build, because of some cost overspend from the building side of it, we dropped one of the skylights because we can do. But again, the help was with the structural engineer, and Wayne was able to say, we've had it 2 long ways. If you drop one, you're going to have lopsided. If you had it 2 sideways, you can drop one. You would impact the look and feel of everything, and it's not going to be too bad. With 2 long, it'll be odd. So again, just being able to go through and actually thinking well ahead of where the building was can come through and where my spills can go, what can go, what can't go. It was quite helpful just turning around and saying, actually, how could you mitigate some of your risks? That was quite handy.